Mr David Shoebridge.
Madam Deputy President, what a world of pain the Baird Government is in. What a world of pain the coalition, if you could call it a coalition, the sort of Liberal Party with the sort of poodle that is the National Party is in New South Wales. What a world of pain they're in with their overreach, their ugly political overreach for these forced council amalgamations in New South Wales. And if you wanted to know the sort of definition of political pain for a Liberal government, the definition of political pain for a Liberal government is when their entire heartland is in revolt, when their entire heartland is saying to them, do you know what? If you proceed with these deeply unwelcome, deeply unwanted, deeply undemocratic forced amalgamations, you destroy our local councils that we have supported for a century or more. And they're saying this in Hunters Hill, they're saying this in Cove, they're saying this in Willoughby, they're saying this in Mosman, they're saying this in Woollahra, they're saying it in Ku-ring-gai. They're saying it in the Liberal heartland, in the centre of this city. They're saying if you proceed with this deeply undemocratic, deeply unwanted, counterintuitive moves to force the amalgamations of our much-loved local councils, well then you will pay politically. And you'll pay politically insofar as you can expect the donations to be turned off. You can expect the donations to be turned off. You can expect a revolt amongst your branches, and you can expect those sitting MPs who agree, like some sort of supine creature who simply just roll over and have their belly tickled by their political masters on Macquarie Street. If any local MP thinks that they can just roll over and have Mike Baird tickle their belly and then get pre-selected again, come to the next state election, they're going to have a hell of a surprise on their hands. They are going to have a hell of a surprise on their hands, because the Liberal heartland is in revolt, is in open revolt with the Baird Government. It's not just in the centre of the city. It's not just on the northern and eastern suburbs of Sydney where we're finding this revolt. The national heartland across regional and rural New South Wales is in also open revolt. That is why they're about to declare the independent Republic of Kiama. 40,000 residents in Kiama who have said to Mike Baird, don't come back. Don't come back. They've said to Gareth Ward, what are you doing? Their local member. They've said, what on earth are you doing? How have you failed us so comprehensively that when we have 1,700 residents turn up to the public inquiry, 1,700 out of a population of 4,000, 1,700 residents, 1,700 turned up out of a population of 40,000 to have their opposition to the Baird Government's forced council amalgamations agenda recorded at the public inquiry. When 1,700 residents turned up, they say, what on earth is our local MP doing, being part of a government that is ramming through this forced amalgamation and seeing the interests of Kiama sold out with this mass amalgamation that will see a council stretch hundreds of kilometres down the south coast of New South Wales. Shoalhaven is a good council. Leave it alone. Kiama is a good council. Leave it alone. That's what they're telling Mike Baird. That's what they're telling Gareth Worth, but it doesn't seem to matter what the local residents want. Doesn't matter that those two councils are fit as a fiddle when it comes to the finances. Doesn't matter that they have 1,700 residents turn up out of 40,000 in Kiama to say, no, thank you, Mr. Baird. And I can tell you they said it a lot more brusquely than that. And if any local member thinks that they can thumb their nose at their communities like this and expect to be pre-selected again, let alone re-elected, well, they're going to have a hell of a surprise. But it's not just Kiama and Shoalhaven. You go to somewhere like Tumbarumba, 93% of the residents in Tumbarumba support their local council. And when they were told out of the blue just before Christmas that they were going to be merged with Tumut, to the council to the north of them, which is more than twice the size of them in terms of residents, when they were told that they were going to be merged, they said, what on earth What on earth is informing this policy? Because Tumbarumba has the most robust finances of any council in the entire state. Their finances put the New South Wales government to shame. They put the federal government to shame. They've got a growing town in Tumbarumba. They've got a vibrant and diverse regional economy. They are doing a fantastic job, a genuinely fantastic job for their local residents. 93% of whom support them and want them to stand alone. And then out of the blue, they're told they're merging with Tumut. Now, Tumut is not the world's best run council. And I can tell you the people of Tumbarumba know this. The Tumut Council does not have the level of support of Tumbarumba because it's not being run anywhere near as well as Tumbarumba. And when the people of Tumbarumba can't get a service in Tumbarumba, none of them go to Tumut because historically all their links historically have been to the south and to the southwest. If you can't get something in Tumbarumba, nobody bloody goes to Tumut. They go down to Woollahra to get the service, or they go down to Albury to get the service, because that's how Tumbarumba was settled. It was settled by a train line coming up from Albury. And when they can't get services in Tumut, they don't go to Tumut. In Tumbarumba, they don't go to Tumut. They've got no connection with Tumut. Tumut's in a different catchment over the mountain range. And yet someone in their infinite wisdom in the Baird Cabinet, probably, I think, to just cut some political deal so that there's a coloured merger on a map of the state of New South Wales, just decided Tumbarumba's expendable. Well, it's not. It's not. And the people of Tumbarumba aren't expendable. And the council isn't expendable. And a majority of members in this chamber know that it's not expendable. It's a good council with good people, with good finances, doing a terrific job. Leave it alone. And the same can be said for Guyra. And the same can be said for Oberon. And the same can be said for Cabon. And you go to Oberon, and I can tell you, maybe it won't be the independent republic of Kiama. Maybe it'll be the confederated republics of Kiama, Guyra, Cabon and Oberon, because they are all in open revolt. Oberon has the misfortune of being represented in this parliament by the bloke who goes by the title of the local government minister. Nobody thinks that Paul Toole is actually in charge of this process. The people of Oberon realise that he's a pimple on a pumpkin when it comes to this amalgamation process, that it's all been driven out of the Premier's office. And then they have the misfortune of having their local member who gave a signed pledge and commitment not to have any forced amalgamations do a job on them. Do a job on them. And the people of Oberon overwhelmingly know, and they've stated repeatedly, that they support their local council. IPART has found that it's financially fit, financially robust. It'll be financially robust for the next 20 years. But because the government wants to have another line on the map, another forced amalgamation, they're proposing having it merge with a much, much, much bigger council that will just gobble them up democratically. They don't want it. They don't need it. They shouldn't have it. It's a downright outrage that the Baird Government is proposing it. So the revolt is clear. The policy of the Baird Government is evidence-free. They keep hiding the key reports. 25 key reports from KPMG buried by this government, stamped cabinet incompetence, never to be released. They won't release the finances. I have here the Dollary report, that was released only a month ago, which absolutely eviscerates the documents that are contained in the public domain that are said to support the government's financial case. It's a financial basket case, not a financial case for amalgamations. But if that isn't enough to give the Baird Government a world of pain, this is. Just yesterday, it became clear that Woollahra Council had a bloke who knows a bit about the law, a guy called Brett Walker. Brett Walker SC, to give him his full title. He's a guy who probably spends more time in the High Court than the supermarket. And Brett Walker has told the state government, through Woollahra Council and their lawyers, Speed and Stacey, they've said this: you're legally wrong, you're legally flawed, it's all a stuff-up. You've used the wrong part of the Local Government Act, and if you proceed down this way, we're going to take you to the Supreme Court, we're going to press reset, and all this pain is for nothing. What a joke the Baird government is.